Jessi, your video's late. Thank you. I didn't notice. I am so sorry. Honestly, I'm just gonna tell the tragic story of why my video's late because it's pretty sad. In case you haven't noticed, there's a little bit of a difference with my setup here. It is with deep sorrow that I must inform you that my prior lighting is dead. This light is what I used to use. Ew, I just spit on myself. This lighting is what I used to use on my videos. It's a ring light, right? So you put the camera here and it lights you evenly. So it's easy and convenient. But I never bought like a stand for it. When I would be done with filming, I would just put it on my bed and just like plop it there and then like throw it somewhere. I don't know. But on my last video when I was editing it, I didn't notice that my monster of a dog, Herschel, got to the cord of it and started biting and chewing it. Basically, by the time I noticed it was too late, it was already like almost completely severed. So I turned it on and it still turned on, but it started smoking up and I was like, crap. And then on Monday when I was trying to shoot for Tuesday's video, I plug it in, I turn it on, and it explodes. Sparks start flying and little pieces of plastic that are still on fire just start falling in random parts of my room and I'm terrified. One of them fell on my dog, which honestly, I love him to death, but hello. Karma. And one of them flew on my bed and burned a hole in my mattress. So honestly, I don't want to hear it about my video being late. Now I'm gonna stop talking and get on to the video because this intro has been 50 minutes long. Did you see how ninja that was? Whoa. I will sometimes get questions on Twitter about relationship advice, which is hilarious to me because the last time I had a successful relationship was like never. Instead of answering one by one on Twitter, I decided to ask you guys to send me your questions on Twitter about relationships. And if you're still not following me on Twitter, I really don't like you as a human being, but I'll leave it right here. So you guys asked me some questions and now I'm gonna answer them. First question. Yeah, I have a relationship question. How do I get in one? Girl, you're asking the wrong person. Although I clearly do not know how to get in a relationship because I'm almost never in one, I do know that it's more important to get into a relationship that means something and that's worthwhile rather than just to be like, oh, I have a boyfriend. So if you're going around looking for someone just to hand you a title, take it from me. A lot of times you're just chasing that title and then once you get it, you're like, I don't really like this person. So rather than focusing on going and getting a relationship, focus on finding a friend. Focus on finding someone who's really dope to hang out with. Anyway, I don't know if that answered your question. Moving on! What's the number one thing you look for in a guy? What do you avoid like the plague? Love you so much. I love you too. In the last year of my life, I have been able to identify what the number one thing I look for in a guy is. I used to never be sure. I used to be like, he has to be funny or he has to be caring or he blah 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 whatever. Now I know for sure. And the reason I know is because I have dated guys who have every single thing on my checklist, okay? Everything. I'm talking perfect. But they don't have this one thing and it hasn't worked out. And that one thing is ambition, passion, goals, something, some oomph in their life. I'm sorry if this offends some people, but I cannot date a guy with a minimum wage job who just goes to work, is miserable, doesn't really have any plans of getting out, and if he does, the plans aren't to get out to anywhere spectacular, it's just somewhere slightly better than where he's at now, and then goes home every day, it's just like, oh, you know, now I'm finally home, and then does it all over again the next day. I can't take that. I feel like I personally have a lot to offer in that department, so they should as well. I don't need someone who has their life figured out. I don't need someone with a lot of money. I just need to have someone who has goals and who wants something out of life. Ambition is contagious, and if you two are both ambitious, that's amazing, and you're gonna go places, trust me. But the same goes for if they don't have those goals and that passion and that ambition, it's contagious. Either they're gonna bring you down with them eventually, or they're gonna depend on you for the rest of their life. You're gonna have to pay for them, you're gonna have to try and motivate them. Ain't nobody got time for that. Maybe they're the person for someone else, but not for me. What do I avoid like the plague? I guess the number one thing that I avoid in a person or something that I spot and then I'm like, oh no, is negativity. If someone has a negative outlook on life, or if they're just like pessimistic in certain situations, I'm like, oh my god, no way. How do I become less shy around the person I really like? I am actually going through that right now. I don't even know how to explain this because this has never happened to me before. The guy that I am seeing turns me into mashed potatoes. A plate of mashed potatoes. For some reason, the jokes that I have in my brain don't come out the same way. I start speaking before I think, so mid-sentence I'm like, what are you even saying to him right now? What are you even saying? And honestly, I'm just not being so hard on myself about it. I'm like, little by little, I'll open up, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. He's a very intelligent and funny person, even though I hate admitting that because he is awful. I get a little bit intimidated and I feel like I have to like step my game up and it makes me nervous, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah, just don't be so hard on yourself. Little by little, you'll become comfortable comfortable at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with being shy. How do you turn down your best friend? She has a huge crush on me and well, I don't know how to tell her no. Honestly, I have been there. It is awkward when you just want a friendship and then someone tries to lick your face and you're like, please never do that again. But one thing I've realized is something that defines how important a friendship or any relationship is how that person deals with something when you confront them about it. If she continues to try and try and try, you need to talk to her. You need to be like, hey, I don't like this. And if she's like, well, then I don't want to be your friend, then bye, honey, you were never my friend to begin with. It's better to say too much than never to say what you need to say. John Mayer, hallelujah. What is the best way to navigate in the romantic world? Online dating still scares me a bit. Listen, online dating should not scare you at all. The only thing that I'm like, okay, I get it why people are kind of scared about it, but not really, is being catfished. Being catfished is real, although the show Catfished is crap. Being catfished nowadays is a real possibility because there are some talented ones out there. But also, I don't really get it. Nowadays, there's things like reverse image searching. Do you guys know what that is? You should. Reverse image searching is when you drag a picture into the Google search bar and then it'll tell you everywhere on the internet where that picture is present. So either the person is who they say they are, or you can find their real Facebook or the page where they took those pictures from. People have used my pictures to catfish other people before, which I find kind of ridiculous because I wouldn't even use my own pictures to catfish someone, but it just seems so silly to me. I just went on for 18 hours about that, and that wasn't even the question. The best way to navigate in the romantic world, honestly, just know what you want. I already said that in my Why Online Dating Sucks, which is ironic because I just explained why it doesn't suck. But the best way to navigate in the romantic world in general is just know what you want. That way you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and when you see it, you'll be able to differentiate the two. And that way you won't waste your time, you won't waste their time, you'll just know if that person is something that you want to continue exploring or if they're not. What's your ideal first date? So there's this place called iPic Theaters in Los Angeles, and I don't know if you guys have ever been there if you live here, but you have to go. It's basically an expensive, fancy schmancy movie theater. There's like lay down seats, you get blankets and pillows, you can order wine or any cocktail, and there's food, and then you can watch the movie, but nobody really cares about the movie because you're just getting drunk. Although the guy that I'm seeing refuses to go to iPic with me, and I know he's watching this right now and he's gonna read the comments, so make sure to comment below on how much he sucks and how much of a princess I am and how I deserve to be taken to iPic because I'm a princess. My ideal first date would be to go into iPic like an hour and a half before the movie starts because they have a bar where you can drink and then you could talk to them and, you know, get to know them. And then you go into the actual movie and you continue getting drunk, which just so happens to be my second favorite activity, continuing to get drunk. That's like my ideal first date, second date, third date, every date. I want to do that every day of my life. I just need more friends to do it with. If anyone's in LA and wants to go to iPic with me, let me know. If a guy wants to get closer and you're already friends, does it mean he wants to be in a relationship? I don't know. That seems to be like unique to your situation, but I would say if he tries to lick your face, run away. What's your favorite dating app? My favorite dating app is Tinder. I know that a lot of people don't like Tinder, but I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I live in Los Angeles. Los Angeles seems to be a place where people get on Tinder to actually look for a relationship or form a bond of some sort. I don't know, so I like Tinder a lot more. Okay, this is the last question. How to deal with rejection, because I've been through it a lot and it really hurts. I love you so much. I love you too. Rejection sucks. Everyone's gone through it. It doesn't matter what your position in life is, how cute you think you are, blah 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 blah. Everyone's dealt with someone rejecting them. And it is really hard because we all live in a world where loving yourself isn't the norm. You're not brought up to love yourself. You're brought up to think a lot of negative things about yourself due to society and its standards and yada yada yada. So when someone rejects you, it's even worse. It's like, oh, every bad thing I think about myself is true now. And that's not the case. Most of us have rejected a person or a thing in our life. For the most part, it's not like you sit in your room for hours before you do it and think about what a gross human being this person is. But when we get rejected, we think that person hates us or thinks we're disgusting or ugly or blah 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 blah. And the fact of the matter is, it's just not true. Most people don't even think twice about it. Most people just think, oh, this person just isn't for me. And how many times have we felt that for other people? It's just a cycle of life. Although that's hard to kind of comprehend sometimes, it's just the truth. Not everybody hates us that rejects us. Just think, wouldn't you rather have someone reject you right away than string you along and make you think that they like you just to use you for something and then drop you like a hot potato? That's all for today's relationship advice with Jessi Smiles. Wasn't that riveting? Before you guys click away, I have some really exciting news. I got the amazing opportunity to collaborate with Nissan on some vines. I got to drive their cool cars and make some vines out of it. So for those of you that say you missed my vines, please click on this and go check out that vine. Leave it a like, comment. What's the other one? Oh, Revine. And if you're not on a computer, you can click below and that will take you to the Vine app where you can see the vine and like it and comment. So thank you so much to Nissan for even considering me to collab with you, which is just whew. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you and I will see you on Saturday. Bye!